Delaware. Cops decide to punch and drag a black woman by her locks. This is disturbing video. Here it is.
You said we're going to wait for your person to come. What are we doing until then? Because I don't have any weapons on me, and I know you.
I'm going to place you under arrest. You're going to be under arrest. Okay. You know why?
Yeah. Let me actually make sure I have your badge.
My badge. Okay. Yeah, I'll be on the paperwork.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Okay. So the reason I stopped you, multiple unsafe lane changes, no turn signal.
Oh, that's a
Your
lot.
tag is also suspended for no insurance. So your vehicle will be towed today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So you want to step out?
No, I'm going to wait till your person comes.
Okay. Well,
you can stay right there. I'm not going to pull off. You want my keys too?
Yeah, we'll take the keys.
Okay.
It's going to be in the tow truck.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm having fun with you in court, baby. We're gonna have a day.
Okay. Well, that's all right. So all this can be on
That's
camera.
awesome. I love that for us.
Okay.
I love that for us.
So
how's your day going other than this?
Well, I'd rather not be dealing with this right now.
Me too. But you decided to stop me.
Well, that's because you're driving in an unsafe manner.
That's not accurate.
That's because you're driving in an unsafe manner. You might not think it's accurate, but we'll go to court.
Hang up. I know.
Now, she has requested basically a supervisor, which typically is allowed. And he's waiting on backup. And she said, when they come, I will get out of the vehicle. When they came, instead of saying, get out of the vehicle, they decided to come with a different type of energy, even though the officer allowed her to remain there until a supervisor arrived.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Here it is.
I'm going to pull her out. We're going to detain her.
First of all, you're not going to pull me out because I said I'll wait. Don't touch me. I said I'll wait.
Listen, I give you every opportunity. I give you every opportunity.
And I stated to you, I'm going to wait till your friends come. Don't touch me.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. I'm not moving.
Shut up, bitch. Move.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Don't put your hands on me. I said I was going to do it.
Get off me.
Then move.
I'm going to punch you in your face in 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, do it.
I got this hand.
Do it. What's wrong with you in court?
On the ground.
That's going to give me time? Thank you, guys.
Get on the ground. This didn't have to be like that. Get on the ground.
Give me a second. I'll get on the ground.
Get on the ground now.
Oh, honey, we don't have fun.
Get on my foot! Get on my foot!
Get off his foot! Get the off his foot now!
Stop resisting!
Get off! Now!
I'm on my foot. Let go of my foot!
Let go of his foot! Oh, we got to
Stay back! Stay back!
His foot! Now! Get off the foot now! Get off his foot now! You gonna get that big foot?
Still fight!
Oh yeah, 700. Get off his.
All right, there's more video, but you get the picture. Put up one of the screenshots, okay? I want you to notice the hand that has grabbed her locks squarely. And also remember that when the officers arrived, they said, we're going to just snatch her out of the vehicle. Authorities in Delaware released the body cam footage. It showed multiple cops punch a black woman several times in the head. There are different angles of this from different law enforcement body cams. They clearly were punching her in the face, all right? They were punching her in the head. This was during the arrest, and then they decided to use her locks to force her to the ground. Multiple angles caught this from their body cam footage also. The arrest happened on June 29th in Bear, Delaware. Cell phone video that circulated on social media captured part of the arrest when the cops were seen aggressively retaining the woman and punching her after she was wrestled to the ground. The video spurred controversy online, prompting Newcastle County authorities to release footage from the body cameras of all the officers involved in the arrest in an effort to shed more light on the incident. So police say the arrest happened after one officer tried to pull a woman over for multiple traffic violations. After she pulled into a gas station parking lot, body cam footage showed the cop exiting his vehicle and demanding she exit hers. She refuses and asks why she's being detained. The cop did not immediately list the multiple traffic violations as reasons for her detainment. Instead, he continued to order her to step out of the car and pulled her driver's side door open. The woman demands the officer call the supervisor. Okay. They get into a back and forth a few minutes before backup arrives. Three other cops are seen arriving and approaching the woman's car. At that point, the cop who initiated the traffic stop orders the woman to exit her vehicle again and tries to grab her. The woman clearly states she will get out herself and tells him not to touch her. As she gets out of the car, all of the officers around her grab her and try to arrest her simultaneously. So I need you to understand the picture here. Okay? The police officers are supposed to be the professional. There's a back and forth. It's a traffic violation. The initial cop said, okay, we're good with waiting for the supervisor. You've made the request. I'm going to adhere to it. And then as soon as backup comes, it's as if he changes his entire tone. He's just upset because, maybe he didn't like how she spoke to him. But for all of those officers to arrive and then all of a sudden not give her the opportunity to do exactly what he said, the officer, would allow her to do is quite baffling. Now, a struggle started at that time. All of these officers, according to the report, were trying to arrest at one time. The officers then grapple the woman to the ground. The officers continue to bark orders at the woman, telling her to put her hands behind her back, stop resisting, get on the ground. And the woman states, give me a second, I get on the ground. The struggle continues until one officer grabs the woman by her locks as the officers wrestle her to the ground. Once they force her to the ground, the woman is seen lying on an officer's foot while the officers restrain her. She is in no tactical position here to move at all. It's clear in the video. And she's being blamed because they threw her on the foot of a cop. But it's interesting. This is about a traffic citation. You gotta understand, this is about a traffic violation, nothing more. Another angle from a different camera showed the woman's body was wrapped around his foot. The officer yells, get off my foot. And that's when he and a female officer decided to punch her, okay? Over and over again. Once his foot is free, it takes nearly another minute for the officers to handcuff the woman who was visibly angered and now distressed by the event and start swearing at the officers. Quote, this didn't have to be like this, one cop said. It didn't. You effing approach me aggressive as F, the woman yelled. The video also shows the woman with blood from multiple scratches on her arm as they lift her off the ground. They escort her to a police vehicle. As police place her in the back seat, one officer tells her, put her feet in the car. Quote, can you say please? The woman repeatedly asks until the cop pushes her legs and feet into the SUV and shuts the door. The video ends at that point. The woman's identity has not been released yet. According to reporters with Delaware Online, they obtained her information, arrest information. She was charged with 2 counts of offensive touching. 2 counts of offensive touching, a count of resisting arrest, another count of disorderly conduct. She also faces the traffic offenses, including improper window tint on the front and side windows, and a canceled registration card. Quote, there is no justification for the assault to the woman by the officers, the woman's attorney, Emeka Igwe, said. Quote, there isn't a police training manual in the country that instructs officers to punch an unarmed woman multiple times in her face while she is completely restrained. Newcastle County Police said they are now conducting a use of force investigation with the video evidence from the officers' body cameras. Officials have also launched an administrative investigation to determine whether the cops' actions were within police policy. The arrest was also referred to the Delaware Department of Justice, Office of Civil Rights and Public Trust for possible investigation there as well. Now, I see the rhetoric back and forth online about Why didn't she just comply? That's the typical response from many. Well, why did the officer escalate? Why was there this extreme violence for a traffic ticket? Are the egos that damn bruised and shallow to where they have to engage in this kind of physicality against one individual for a traffic violation? All right, David, you do this a lot, dear brother. You break down these things on a regular basis. What say you?
Well, I think this is going to be an example of defunding the police, with the police essentially defunding themselves, because in my view, she's going to win a very strong lawsuit against the cops. She still might have to deal with the traffic citations, but all these other charges I think are going to be dismissed. The courts have long held that police can only use physical force against somebody if somebody presents a physical threat to themselves, to the police, or to somebody else. She posed no threat to anybody except for the officer's ego. And the fact of the matter is, all people, even when you're being arrested, you still have a First Amendment right to tell the cops what you think about them, or to tell them to do that thing that is anatomically impossible. If the cop then uses that to arrest you or to pummel you, that cop is breaking the law. And so to me, this is crystal clear. It is heartbreaking that this still goes on in our society. And again, to your point about being able to call for a supervisor, it is the protocol, it is the policy of nearly every police department in the United States, that if you are being arrested and you say, I want to talk to a supervisor, the cops have to call a supervisor. You may have to wait an hour or 2 or 3 hours, but you are entitled to have that supervisor come and talk to you and explain what is going on. The fact that they leapfrogged over that, immediately went into physical force and violence against this woman who did not pose any threat, the police are going to pay out big time for this one. And society pays that as well, because again, it underscores why so many of us distrust the police.
Yeah, well said. And in the longer form video, she offers to give the officer the keys to her car. She wants them to know, where I'm not leaving anywhere. I just want the supervisor to be here. And when the supervisor comes, the whole energy changes.